So it's been said that the master of astrology rules his stars. I'm sure many of you have heard that if you're into astrology. And I want to give you an example of how that works in real life, or rather the opposite, how somebody falls prey to their astrology. So I have a friend of mine that I've known for a long time, since we were maybe 10 years old. And say maybe 10, 15 years ago, he moved away. He moved to another state. And even then, he was big into philosophy and things of that nature, religion, philosophy, breaking out of religion. He was big on breaking out of religion. And actually, he was one of the people that really put me on to some other things in astrotheology, getting away from, or what religion really was, and from his perspective, and some of the things he was into. And let me tell you a little bit about his chart. I'll put it up on the screen. And he'll never see this because this guy absolutely hates astrology. We started to go our separate ways. We didn't live close to each other anyway, but we really started to kind of stop talking when I started talking about astrology some 6-7 years ago. And even as much as I tried, this guy just absolutely hates astrology. And you can see with his chart, he's got 9th house sun, and that's kind of what I want to focus on, is that 9th house sun, and how circumstances can, when our circumstances change, we can fall prey to the effects and the influence of our astrology. And I talked about how, in some other videos, how in the past, life is this very dreamlike, where we come into life and we don't have much awareness, and we're definitely at the influence of our astrology early in life, and then at some point we begin to gain awareness, and you could say from Pisces to Virgo, we go into Virgo and we gain some awareness and start to alter or control our circumstances and overcome our astrology. Well, in this case, it goes the other way around. This person was in the process of doing that, and then kind of went backwards and almost, you could say, went to sleep again. I'm going to show you what I mean by going to sleep, or going back into that point of unawareness to some degree. So we have 9th house sun, we have Cancer sun, we have Pisces moon, and somewhere around this period that I'm talking about, this person met someone and got married, and just before that he had met someone else and had a kid. So he had a son. Let's say around this period, it was somewhere between, the sun was between 2 and 6 where this transition happened, got married to somebody else, and now has had 2 other kids, so a total of 3 children, 2 women, and then the second one, his current wife now. And also during this period, came into business and some good fortune, especially with his wife, etc. And then together came into some a good chunk of money, I would say. Like, not totally well off, but definitely more than he's had before. So we see the 9th house, where the philosophy and the higher thinking and things like that. And now what we see with that change of circumstances is more righteous. He was always a little bit righteous, which I'm okay with that. But now more righteous than ever. And the area that the righteousness occurs now it used to be like morality and having like being a higher morality, or taking the higher moral ground, being a more moralistic person than everybody else, better than everyone, etc. Now it's protecting the family. It's very ultra conservative. Always been conservative, but ultra conservative now. Way more than he's been before. Extremely emotionally sensitive around the family, around topics that have to do with, topics that would have to do with damaging the children, damaging the family, damaging the growth of the child, the raising of the child, of the children, etc. And when I say it's going to sleep is because, because it's a shift to like a more neutral or a more consensus state of mind, where it's very narrow. We're talking about 9th house Sagittarius and really moving into that 3rd house in a negative way, where things are very narrow. It's all about my family and me and my circumstances, and the reason why I mention that is because the circumstances, we see the circumstances dictating the expression of his chart. And when we're talking about ruling our stars, or ruling our astrology, we don't let circumstances, we don't let our circumstances control us in that way. Certainly the circumstances are reflected in the chart, just going through life, things happen. But we don't let them affect us and change us to a point where we lose our awareness, or at least some of our awareness. And that's what I see in this example, and I wanted to bring that to the attention of my channel. If you have any comments about this, disagree or agree, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. Like or dislike. I have no qualms about either. And I hope you enjoyed this short video, and have a great day.